Oh, God forbid! Then let us be as we used to be. Let us be open with each other. You are surprised at what you see here. Extremely. But above all things, I am a marvel to you. I confess it. I am still young, am I not? Should you not have known me again, in spite of my 48 years of age? On the contrary, I do not find you the same person at all. I understand, cried Athos, with a gentle blush. Everything, D'Artagnan, even folly, has its limit. Then your means, it appears, are improved. You have a capital house your own, I presume. You have a park, and horses, servants. Athos smiled. Yes, I inherited this little property when I quitted the army. As I told you, the park is 20 acres 20, comprising kitchen gardens and a common. I have 2 horses. I do not count my servant's bobtailed nag. My sporting dogs consist of 2 pointers, 2 harriers, and 2 setters. But then all this extravagance is not for myself, added Athos, laughing. Yes, I see, for the young man Raoul, said D'Artagnan. You guess aright. My friend, this youth, is an orphan, deserted by his mother, who left him in the house of a poor country priest. I have brought him up. It is Raoul who has worked in me. The change you see, I was dried up like a miserable tree, isolated, attached to nothing on earth. It was only a deep affection that could make me take root again and drag me back to life. This child has caused me to recover what I had lost. I had no longer any wish to live for myself. I have lived for him. I have corrected the vices that I had. I have assumed the virtues that I had not. Precept something, but example more. I may be mistaken, but I believe that Raoul will be as accomplished a gentleman as our degenerate age could display. Remembrance of Milady recurred to D'Artagnan. "And you are happy," he said to his friend, "as happy as it is allowed to one of God's creatures to be on this earth. But say out all you think, D'Artagnan, for you have not yet done so. You are too bad." "Athos, one can hide nothing from you," answered D'Artagnan. "I wish to ask you if you ever feel any emotions of terror resembling remorse? I finish your phrase. Yes and no. I do not feel remorse, because that woman, I profoundly hold, deserved her punishment. Had she one redeeming trait? I doubt it. I do not feel remorse, because had we allowed her to live she would have persisted in her work of destruction. But I do not mean, my friend, that we were right in what we did. Perhaps all blood demands some expiation. Hers had been accomplished, it remains, possibly, for us to accomplish ours. I have sometimes thought as you do. Athos, she had a son, that unhappy woman. Yes. Have you ever heard of him? Never. He must be about 23 years of age, said Athos, in a low tone. I often think of that young man, D'Artagnan. Strange, for I had forgotten him, said the lieutenant. Athos smiled. The smile was melancholy. "And Lord de Winter, do you know anything about him?" "I know that he is in high favor with Charles I. The fortunes of that monarch now are at low water. He shed the blood of Strafford, that confirms what I said just now. Blood will have blood. And the queen." "What queen?" "Madame Henrietta of England, daughter of Henry IV. She is at the Louvre, as you know." "Yes, and I hear in bitter poverty. Her daughter, during the severest cold, was obliged for want of fire to remain in bed. Do you grasp that?" said Athos, shrugging his shoulders, "the daughter of Henry IV shivering for want of a faggot." "Have you ever seen the Queen of England?" inquired D'Artagnan. "No, but my mother, as a child, saw her. Did I ever tell you that my mother was lady of honor to Marie de Medici?" "Never. You know, Athos, you never spoke much of such matters." "Ah, mon Dieu! Yes, you are right," Athos replied, but then there must be some occasion for speaking. Porthos wouldn't have waited for it so patiently," said D'Artagnan, with a smile, "every one according to his nature. My dear D'Artagnan, Porthos, in spite of a touch of vanity, has many excellent qualities. Have you seen him?" "I left him 5 days ago," said D'Artagnan, and he portrayed with Gascon wit and sprite lines the magnificence of Porthos in his chateau of Pierrefonds, nor did he neglect to launch a few arrows of wit at the excellent Monsieur Mouston. "I sometimes wonder," replied Athos, smiling at that gaiety which recalled the good old days, "that we could form an association of men who would be, after 20 years of separation, still so closely bound together. Friendship throws out deep roots in honest hearts, D'Artagnan. Believe me, it is only the evil-minded who deny friendship, they cannot understand it, and Aramis,